Hi, we're the Engers. My name is Bryce. This is our son Oliver.
I'm Lindsay, also known as Mom, and this is Daphne. Daphne is pretty amazing. She is everything we could ever want in a daughter. She's sweet and beautiful inside and out and brave.
So I first met Daphne in February of 2019. At that time she came to me for some seizures and she also had some mild speech delay. And so she saw me for a formal consult. As part of her evaluation for her seizures, we sent her to the Minnesota Epilepsy Group in the Twin Cities, and there she met Dr. Heidi Courier, who evaluated her with a number of things, including some genetic testing, and through the genetic testing we found Batten disease.
So after we got the diagnosis of CLN2 Batten disease, the first thing was we needed to put a brain port, and so a surgery in Daphne's skull. That's how she receives the life-saving Brineura at this point. That what it's doing is it's holding the disease at bay. It is not a cure. There are medical trials and things in the works that are helping and moving forward to what we pray would be a cure. But at this point, there is nothing other than to slow this terrible disease down.
It was a tough time, it still is. We still love her just the way she is, but we really want to keep her, and that's something that's scary with CLN2 is that it's a very serious disease. So it was a huge blessing to find out that they do have the Brineura treatment.
So Daphne comes in for the Brineura infusion every other Tuesday, and then after that, Dr. Miles and I shave right where her port is in her ventricle of her brain, which is on the right side. After we shave that part, Dr. Miles sterile gowns, and then Daphne usually sits with her grandma at the last infusions. After Dr. Miles gets access, he takes off about 1 ml of CSF. During this, Daphne usually watches a Frozen movie or Peppa Pig, which is her favorite.
So Batten disease is a rare genetic disorder. There are several subtypes, but all of them have to do with the cell not being able to recycle waste products well. She has a specific subtype called CLN2, and that is actually the only subtype that has a treatment in the form of an enzyme replacement therapy. And so until there is another treatment option, this is an indefinite thing.
CLN2 is a very rare disease, but there's a Facebook group for parents of CLN2 kids, and it's CLN2 kids all around the world. They've started this petition, and the petition is to get FDA's attention to approve gene therapies so that the clinical trials can start for children like Daphne with CLN2 Batten disease. It gives us time with her, but not enough time. And I can tell you that Daphne, through hearing those stories, Daphne by far gets the best treatment through all True Health System. So it's a blessing. You pray for those other families that are dealing with what we're dealing with, but we feel really blessed with how Dr. Miles and All True and our community and our family and our friends have treated us through all this, because it's a serious disease, but we're really blessed with everything we do have.
And so our hope is to get the FDA to approve this clinical trial for these kids with this rare but fatal disease.
My hope for Daphne is that in this time, either that gene therapy that we're pushing for or some type of treatment will come along for Daphne. I think everyone on this floor in this hospital would hope for that for Daphne.
If those can be approved, and if gene therapies can move along for CLN2, that means that the 13 other types of Batten, that can help further their research, and that they all can move as far along as CLN2 as to the point that every child with Batten disease, every type, can be cured someday. And we just pray with all our hearts that that is in our lifetime with Daphne.